Everyman Driver Nation just arrived this week, the best-selling plug-in electric vehicle in Europe. This is the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. We have the GT all-wheel control version. There's also a SEL, but this one's the better one. The powertrain is pretty amazing on this. First of all, you have a 2-liter dual overhead cam 4-cylinder. There's also twin electric motors and a lithium-ion battery. All that pushes this vehicle with a single-speed transmission. Pretty damn cool. And it can tow 1,500 pounds. There are 3 drive modes: EV, obviously, a hybrid, and a parallel hybrid. And a lot of this stuff is technical, so because I'm not a scientist, I'm just a regular guy who likes to drive and review cars, I'll have all this information on everymandriver.com. But 3 drive modes. When your battery is low, just pull a Fonzie, open up the door right here. You'll find these 2 different ports based on the cable you have. Mine here goes in the left-hand side, the smaller side. Now there's a fast charging option where you can charge the battery up to 80% of its capacity in 25 minutes. Otherwise, depending on the wall outlet you plug this into, 3.5 hours, 8 hours, and 13 hours. If you want to go petroleum-based, caps on this side, regular unleaded. It's LED madness, headlights, running lights, fog lights, and rear combination taillights. Booyah! Here's a look at your real-world backseat legroom and headroom from a guy who is 5'11". I stopped growing, unfortunately. I'm still getting heavier. So this is my position as a driver up front. Here's where my knees are if I were sitting behind myself, of course. So decent room there. And the seat does have some play if you want to bring the seat forward a little bit, sit more upright, and put it all the way back. By the way, this is going to be the way you fold down the back seats as well. So there you have that. If you want to sit in the middle, it is room for 5. A little bit tight right here because my knees are up against the passenger seat. I can adjust that. But if you had myself sitting 3 abreast, this is what I would look like if that's possible. Boom, boom, boom. All right. And there are four O-blank handles on the inside. These are the handles you hang on to. Fold down armrest right here. Pair of cup holders. Leathered seats, got the GT trim level, so it's nice in here. Compartments behind the driver and passenger seat. Spots in the door panels for cups. So there you go. Let's take a look at the cargo room now. There are a number of ways to open the liftgate of the Mitsubishi PHEV. There's a push button just left of the steering wheel. There's one just below the Mitsubishi logo. We're going to do it this way by pressing this button here in the key fob twice. It'll open up. Now, cargo space is good. You're looking at 30 cubic feet of volume behind the back row. Pop your Everyman driver in here. You can see what it looks like. Now, the floor is a little bit high, partly because below it is where you keep your charging cable, and also the batteries back here too. Now, you can increase it to 77.7 cubic feet of volume by folding down the middle row, which is a 60-40 split. Just hit these tabs here, push forward, and you are good to go. And when you're ready to walk away, press the button right here along the liftgate edge. It's so quiet. Electric tailgate, easy close. I can hardly hear it. I don't think that cargo demo was fair to Mitsubishi because I forgot something. These seats fold up, over, and then when this seat comes down, it lays flatter. That way you'll have a better floor when you're trying to put stuff in the cargo area. Okay, so now I took care of that. Thanks, Mitsubishi. Sorry about that. All right, let's go for a drive and I'll talk about this interior and how nice it is, how quiet it is, and stuff like that. Okay, so first of all, this shift knob down here is pretty interesting because the park is actually in front of the lever. Behind it is a nice little diagram showing reverse, neutral, drive, and also this brake regeneration, and also saving for battery. All this stuff will be on everymandriver.com. So I'm gonna put it into drive, over and down. We are good. So let's take off. In the instrument cluster, it gives me a display here of how the engine, the battery, and the vehicle is moving, which is powering which. And if I were to pop it into the save for the battery, obviously we're saving in battery mode. We can go into EV mode, which is all electric. It's available in certain conditions, and I'll lay those conditions out again, on the website because there's a long list of them. I have the manual, I've been doing my studying, lots going on with this one, so I can't do that now. It's got this twin motor, 4-wheel lock, all-wheel control is what Mitsubishi calls it, AWC, kind of cool. We've got the paddle shifters here along the steering column, and all the stuff here on the steering wheel mounting controls, as you might expect. Here on the left-hand side, you'll see the lane departure warning button, as well as the forward collision mitigation if it's equipped here, active stability control. So all those informations are pretty easy to see. Your lift gate, obviously, here on the left-hand side. This really is one of the smoothest Mitsubishis I've driven. I'm sure it has a lot to do with the fact that it's the hybrid electric combination vehicle, and makes sense why it's a popular vehicle over in Europe, and it'll have to be one over here, especially based on the price point, which I'll tell you a little bit later. You know, very easy, smooth steering. It doesn't feel like a too big of a vehicle. I mean, of course, it's a CUV and it's seating for 5, but it feels more like driving a car that's a little bit higher up. That's all it really feels like. I'm gonna get up to a spot where I can go around this roundabout and kind of get a little bit of acceleration as I go around the corner. Maybe you'll see or be able to see some of the body roll. My lane departure warning went off because I went over, I'm going from 2 lanes down to 1 lane, so it crossed over and gave me an audible alert. So a lot of great safety features in this. The warranty's amazing, of course. You'll see that on the website. I'll break it down for you. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, always a plus. You gotta have that in 2018, no doubt. Rockford Fosgate audio system. The plug-in is just here in the armrest. There are 2 of them for your smart devices. Okay, I'm coming up on my roundabout. Neat also here on the instrument cluster, it shows you that you're charging the battery, you're in eco mode or in your power mode. So as I accelerate, it goes into the eco and then over into power quite a bit. So accelerate around the corner, see if you can see any body roll here. I love the fact that it's a single speed. It just boom, takes off. A little bit of body roll because I'm a little higher up, but it still felt kind of fun to drive around that roundabout. Acceleration, fairly immediate. A little bit of a high sound, but nothing that I wouldn't expect. Slow down, accelerate a little bit more. Boom. I wouldn't say it's a lag, it's just a nice boom. Powers up. I don't expect a lot of power. What I expect is fuel efficiency, and this thing definitely delivers on that one. You know, I'm barely touching the actual petroleum in the vehicle. It's all been battery, and then I can easily charge it. And I'm not going very far when I'm driving around town, so I think this is a very smart vehicle to drive for families, for commuters, and you got the space. I mean, sure, you can go for something smaller. You're gonna sacrifice size, and this has all-wheel control. I don't know, I'm really liking it. I'm very impressed with what Mitsubishi has done with this vehicle. So the base MSRP here in our tester, the 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander PHEV. This is the GT, all-wheel control, is just over 40 grand. We have a few extra accessories on it, plus the destination and handling, still just over $42,000. Very impressive, no wonder it's the best-selling PHEV in Europe, and I would suspect it'll be a big seller here in the US as well. I really like it, probably one of the best Mitsubishis I've driven. I know it's saying a lot. Again, I'll have a lot more information on everymandriver.com because this car is chock full of technology and other special features and specs. So check it out there on everymandriver.com. Until next time, I'm Dave Erickson. Thanks for watching. Drive safe. Adios.